And my concern is we cannot have Kamala Harris as president. We can't chance this. We have to make sure that we have a new generational leader that's going to bring in not only Republicans, but we're going to pull back the independents. We're going to bring back in the suburban women. We're going to bring in Hispanics. We're going to bring in the Asian community. We have to make sure we win this, because the thought of Kamala Harris being president should send a chill up every American spine.
That was Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley there, emphasising that the GOP simply needs to win the 2024 election. Why? Well, she thinks that America cannot take the chance of voting in Joe Biden, eventually leading to his VP, Kamala Harris, taking over the reins, stating that hypothetical situation should send a chill up every American spine. The former South Carolina governor was questioned how she can compete in the Republican race for the candidacy when Donald Trump is still leading as the preferred person for the job, despite having 4 indictments hanging over his head. Keeping with a more liberal answer and staying away from attacking an opponent, Nikki Haley says the Republican Party just has to win this. They have to win the 2024 presidential election because of what might happen. And what she means by that is, if Joe Biden won re-election, he would be taking on 4 more years as president. That would mean he would be starting his next 4 years in November 2024 at 82 years old and would finish his term at 86 years old. The concept of age in politics is something Nikki Haley is using in her campaign. If she won the election, Ms. Haley has vowed to make any politician over the age of 75 in whatever party sit a competency test to prove they are sound of mind and mentally fit to lead in whatever role they have. Joe Biden's age and cognitive abilities have been called into question even before he won the 2020 presidential election, but it will also be one of his biggest deterrents for voters when it comes to polling day. So if President Biden is elected and down the track he passes away, he resigns, or he's removed from office through impeachment, then the vice president would become the president. That is known as enacting the 25th Amendment, and it is what concerns Nikki Haley, because then Kamala Harris would become the commander-in-chief. VP Harris hasn't exactly had a strong presence among voters. Her polling numbers aren't hugely positive. The latest 538 poll from August has seen her approval on 39% and her disapproval on 51%. Regardless, there's no way of knowing if that would ever happen, and Joe Biden claims to be determined to lead for another 4 years. But going forward, his age and whether he is cognitively impaired will play into whether he wins again. Now, Nikki Haley's comments on VP Harris aren't anything new. She has publicly told Americans that if you vote for Joe Biden, you are voting for Kamala Harris, something that she told the ABC a few days ago.
Well, first of all, a vote for Joe Biden is a vote for Kamala Harris. You know that, and I know that. There is no way that Joe Biden's going to finish his term.
Second, Ambassador, how do you know that Joe Biden's not going to finish his term? What is that based on?
Ask Americans, do you think he's going to finish his term? Do you think that he's actually going to finish what he started? We look at the decline he's had over the last few years. You have to be honest with the American people, George.